According to a new study, national advertisers believe that television advertising has become more effective, and many are allotting more of their media budgets to TV. Overall, television ad spending is expected to rise 6.8% in the U.S. in 2012. In a report from the Association of National Advertisers and Forrester Research, the number of national advertisers who say more effective in the past has tripled. How is TV changing in the digital age? Are iPods and tablets killing TV viewing? Hardly. Androids, tablets, iPods.
How is TV changing in the digital age? Are iPods and tablets killing TV viewing? Hardly. But the way we watch is changing. This is River to River from Iowa Public Radio News. I'm Ben Kieffer. According to a new study, national advertisers believe that television advertising has become more effective, and many are allotting more of their media budgets to TV. Overall, television ad spending is expected to rise 6.8% in the U.S. this year, 2012. And in a report from the Association of National Advertisers and Forrester Research, the number of national advertisers who say TV advertising has become more effective in the past 2 years has tripled, and viewing habits continue to evolve. Joining us this first half hour to discuss the way in which we watch and how that is changing are Jay Newell. He's an associate professor at Iowa State University's Greenlee School of Journalism and Communications. He joins us from the studios of Iowa Public Radio in Ames. Professor Newell, welcome.
Thank you.
Also joining us by phone, Alan Oldfield, Vice President of North American Television at Frank Maggot Associates in Cedar Rapids. He is a media consultant. Alan Oldfield, welcome.
Good afternoon. It's great to be here.
Jay Newell.
We're also seeing the advertisers smartening up, even in their broadcast. The percentage of spots, say, that ran within the Super Bowl earlier this month, that really were all about driving people to the web, driving people to the website.
What about the ad? One of the ads that jumped out at me was the Chipotle ad, the Willie Nelson. A very long ad, very subtle but very powerful. Alan, did you see that one?
I did, and it took me a while to figure out what it was.
Right, it does, doesn't it?
Brilliant on their part.
And it is. It's a long sort of panning shot animation, and then finally at the end you figure it out. It is one of those TV commercials where you watch it for quite a while and you can't figure out who's behind the ad.
I was just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling the puzzles apart. Questions of science and progress don't speak as loud as my heart.
That expensive. The foundation couldn't do that, but the internet gives people the freedom, gives advertisers the freedom to do things that just would be economically non-viable in just the broadcast arena.
Alan, you wanted to jump in? Yeah, go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, there were a couple other things interesting about that ad. One, I think it was the one that aired on Super Bowl was a little bit longer than their traditional 30-second spot. So they're thinking about, how am I going to tell this story? And it was an even longer story online, but even on TV, it was a longer story than the typical 30-second spot. And also, it took you through several emotions, from I don't know what this is, to beginning to sort of recognizing that family, that factory farm sort of approach that they wanted to then play against at the end. So they took you through 3 or 4 different emotions in the course of that spot.
I heard you on the wireless back in 52, lying awake intently tuning in on you. If I was young, it didn't stop you coming.
Media is the lens through which we see the world, but also through which the world sees us. My next guest spends his time examining that lens for us here in Public Radio. Bob Garfield is the co-host of National Public Radio's weekly Peabody Award-winning magazine program, On the Media. Bob Garfield, welcome to River.
Well, thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Now, in your last book, The Chaos Scenario, you wrote about the collapse of traditional media, the reordering of media, marketing, commerce triggered by this digital revolution. Give us your perspective on the media tumult of the last few years.
Well, it's been pretty devastating. In the end, this is all going to work out for the best, and it's going to be milk and honey for everybody involved. But in the meantime, we are not saying the beginning of, I would say, dead in the middle of a great historical collapse, altering economies in a way not seen since the Industrial Revolution. It's there's already blood in the streets, and the gutters soon will be rivers of blood.
Let's talk about careers in the media, perhaps younger people who are eager to get into journalism. What advice can you give them?
Dentistry.
Dentistry. Don't do it, is what you're saying.
People are going to, I mean, teeth, people are going to have for a long time to come.
More information in order to see Bob, meet Bob, go to iowapublicradio.org. One last question, Bob, if you're still there.
Mm-hmm.
Why the pause before Brooke Gladstone?
It is the love that dare not speak its name.
Bob Garfield, thank you. River to River is produced by Alex Hoyer, Catherine Perkins, and production assistance today from Emily Woodbury. Technical support from Dennis Reese. And the executive producer of Iowa Public Radio's talk shows is Jeff Schmidt. Our theme music is written and performed by the River Monks. River to River is a production of Iowa Public Radio News. I'm Ben Kieffer. Thanks for joining us.